It's summer, time to toss a salmon on the grill and invite your friends to a garden party.
Speaking of salmon, did you know that what you do in your yard really affects the health of salmon in nearby streams and lakes?
That's right, water travels from your yard all the way to Puget Sound, where it can harm already struggling marine life, including our magnificent orca whales.
Hi, I'm Greg Rayburn.
And I'm Doug Rice. Welcome to Yard Talk.
Puget Sound is a dazzling waterway that's the heart of our region's ecosystem and our economy, but the Sound is in real trouble.
Development and pollution have destroyed 80% of Puget Sound estuary habitat. It has been deadly for salmon and other marine creatures. Many are at a fraction of their historic levels. Some are even approaching the brink of extinction.
We all are responsible for protecting the Sound and the creatures that live here, and that responsibility starts in our own backyards.
There is a direct connection between the chemicals and practices we use in our yards and the water quality in nearby streams and lakes, all of which drain to Puget Sound.
You can help reduce your impact, and it's not hard to do. We've got some great green ideas to help you protect our environment and have a fantastic looking garden at the same time.
And there's nothing fishy about that. But first, let's start by looking at exactly what happens to the water that runs off your yard.
Do you know where the water from your yard and driveway goes when it rains? All of the fertilizer, pesticides, car wash soap, dirt, and other gunk that flows off your property probably goes into a storm drain or ditch and it ends up in a creek. It becomes a toxic stew that washes down into streams, rivers, and eventually Puget Sound. It's bad news for fish and contributes to all kinds of environmental problems. What can you do about it?
It's really quite easy, Greg. Small changes can make a big difference in our water quality. First, don't wash your car in the street or in the driveway. All those chemicals and gunk can head straight to the nearest storm drain and kill fish instantly. Instead, take your car to a car wash where the water is treated and the underside of your car is washed as well. Insecticides such as crane fly treatments applied to your lawn can drain into streams and become a slow poison for fish and wildlife. Unfortunately, what goes down on your lawn doesn't stay on your lawn. You can still have a wonderful looking landscape without chemical fertilizers and pesticides. It's all about design. Think of it as fish-friendly landscaping design.
Take a look at Gregory Smouse's garden in Seattle. He's owner of Native Root Designs, which uses natural yard care techniques and practices. His company is a member of EnviroStars, a regional program that recognizes businesses that reduce hazardous waste and help keep the water clean. Hi Gregory, what a great garden you have here. Would you mind showing me around a bit?
Sure. Well, when we moved in here, this was all lawn, all the way up from the driveway to the fence there. And we decided to expand the driveway. So we used the gravel without the fines so that the water can soak in. We got recycled rocks from a neighbor and used that to retain the soil for a garden bed. We used drought-tolerant plants along the slope, and because of our heavy soils, we use a lot of arborist chips to cover the surface. Well, although it's invisible here, we've dug out this section of the garden a little bit lower so that you're able to plant the more thirstier plants and they'll have more access to the water. It's a great design element to incorporate something like that with the drought-tolerant plants along the edges.
I see that you've incorporated a modified version of a rain garden into your landscape.
Yeah, that's in order to catch the runoff from our carport. We created, again, a swale type system that funnels the water through a series of plants that help absorb it so that it doesn't run off into our sound.
Thanks Gregory, you have a wonderful garden here.
Thank you, Greg.
For more good design advice, let's see what Doug is up to.
I want to show you something really special. We're here on the banks of the Snoqualmie River at the garden of Robin Calderon. Robin owned an organic herb farm here in Fall City for 25 years. A few years ago, she asked me to help her design a garden that would replace lawn next to the salmon-bearing stream that runs through her property. Like many other wonderful gardeners in the Northwest, Robin knew that whatever goes on the lawn in terms of pesticides and fertilizers can end up in the creek. Naturally, Robin goes totally organic, never uses fertilizers or pesticides, and actually prefers the soft look of moss in the lawn. We planted these birches to provide shade and food for salmon in the stream. They produce lots of little bugs that fall into the water. We were also careful to use pervious pavement. Remember, you don't have to live right next to a stream to have an impact. You're only as far away from a stream, river, or Puget Sound as the storm drain next to your street.
Ah, wonderful soil. We talk about it all the time. Building a healthy landscape begins with building the soil. Once you have good soil in place, you want to keep it there. It's important to protect our soil and keep it from washing down the drain and into streams. Soil washed into streams smothers salmon eggs, warms the water, and reduces the oxygen. Once the eroded soil enters Puget Sound, it can smother important eelgrass beds that provide essential habitat. Here's the dirt.
It's really all about roots. The roots of plants anchor the soil. By planting both shallow and deep-rooting species, such as snowberry and shore pine, you'll help keep your soil where it belongs. Any bare soil should be covered with wood chips, compost, or another mulch right away.
Avoid putting anything on the street you don't want in the creek. Hoping the street sweeper picks it up before the next rain isn't a green idea. Seriously, few things drive me crazier than people armed with exhaust-spewing blowers blasting everything loose into the streets. Not only does this cause water quality problems, but it also contributes to urban flooding.
Instead, mulch your garden beds with fallen leaves or recycle them in your yard waste container. That will make your soil, plants, and Puget Sound all happier.
One question that really sticks to my soul is what to do with those not-so-cute droppings that arrive with our cute pets. Some pet waste, such as chicken, horse, and rabbit, can be composted, but the cat, dog, and pig waste need to be handled differently. So what to do with the poo from these few? If left in place, these mutt mines are not only a nasty nuisance for passing pedestrians, they are powerful pollutants that contaminate surface water and end up in Puget Sound. The dogs and cats of Seattle generate the same amount of dookies as 50,000 people. Someone trained people to use toilets, but what to do about pet waste? It is acceptable to pick up those critter fritters and throw them in the trash or flush them. The preferred choice is to pitch it in the garbage. Just double bag it in plastic, tie it shut, and place it in the trash.
Yes!
So you see, natural yard care helps protect Puget Sound while helping your yard look its best. Keep dirt, litter, and other junk out of your storm drains. Also, do everyone a favor and dispose of pet waste the right way.
In your garden, protect bare soil with mulch. Use pervious pavers and avoid pesticides and quick-release fertilizers. And now, I think I'll toss some locally grown vegetables on the grill and save the salmon for dinner.
If you have any questions about natural yard care, call the garden hotline or visit our website. You'll also find a link to help you hire an EnviroStar landscaper.
Have a healthy garden.
And a healthy family and planet, too.